What's up, guys? So my snakes have been in the Ars Rack for about a month now, so I thought I'd give you a little breakdown, a little comparison for the Ars Rack against my old C Serpent rack. What's up, guys? I'm Baker and welcome to Blue Line Wars. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I do post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I do have an Instagram channel that I post on daily. I go live on. That's blue_line_morphs. Go follow me on there, DM me in there. I always answer back. I do have a new Facebook page. I'm trying to grow that as well, guys. Stay in touch with people that don't have Instagram. That's obviously just Blue Line Morphs. Hit me up on there. I want to give a shout out to Mike from Red Line Python. Sent the t-shirt out, sent the stickers out. My stickers are going out tomorrow. I promise you. That being said, Mike, I love the t-shirt. Give me a 2X, it does fit. Kind of humbled me a little bit. It's time to get back in the gym a little harder. With that being said, I'm going to wear it at work. That way when I get a complaint, they'll Google you and they can harass you instead of me. That'd be nice. Anyway, so today's video is just like I said. What I'm looking to do is, one more thing, guys. So I've been talking about this giveaway of giving away one of the snakes for my first clutch. Clutch is not doing good. I don't know if they're entirely dead. A lot of people think they are. I don't know. I still have them in there. I'm going to see what happens. Could have been my fault. Maybe they weren't fertile. I'm going to go over that and make a video about that. Like I promised you guys, my channel is going to be completely and totally transparent. So you're going to know exactly where I stand, what I did wrong, why I think I did what wrong, what I'm going to change, and so forth going forward. That being said, Big Mama's going to lay soon, hopefully. And I should have a decent amount of eggs there. Hopefully I don't screw these up. And I will do a giveaway with that. So stay tuned for that. The giveaway did get delayed a little bit. Anyway, today's video is going to be all about comparing my new Ars Rack to my old C Serpent rack. If you don't know what a C Serpent rack is, it's this one right here. Alright, so C Serpent rack is, made out of the plastic here. Has the 5 tubs. This is what the tubs look like. I'll show you this one. Alright, set up like that. It has the heat tape that kind of S's through back here. You can see it, okay? It S's through the entire rack, and then you can put your thermostat with your probe right here, send the heat tape to regulate it. Now this is the Ars Rack. So if you don't know an Ars Rack yet, here it is. This is the full 5540 Ars Rack all the way through here. It does have the heat panels back right here running through each level, and here is your cord. Oh, I can't move this thing. That you can hook up. Each panel has its own individual box. And the tubs look like this. My normal pie girl. Just to give you an idea what the tubs look like in both racks, because you're going to be seeing them. And of course, you got the thermostat sitting up there. Alright, so now I'm going to break this down. I'm going to talk about price, convenience, what I saw with my snakes, the difference in the tub setups. Before we get into that, if you follow my Instagram channel, you know that I recently just got an upgrade for my red-tailed bulbous tank. And I had this giant terrarium I got relatively cheap on Craigslist. Actually, no. Facebook Marketplace, I believe, for like 125 bucks. It's the one that's 36 inches by 18 by 24. So I put him in there. He's not very big, only about 18 inches, maybe 2 feet long. So hopefully grow into that a little more. With that being said, I took the old 10-gallon tank he was in, which is way too small for him, and then I got these guys. Okay? So I went out and I bought 1 male and 4 female African sulfur rats when I did my feeding today with Rob. I'm going to attempt to get a colony going. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to breed to the extent of where I'm mass producing them and then selling them off or euthanizing them or freezing them to ship them. I'm just going to probably just breed them just for my own snakes and try to get on that 5 to 6 day feeding schedule. With that being said, I'm going to probably document that throughout my videos, and once I start getting better with the rats, maybe I'll start making videos in regards to them, and you can see me crash and burn with that also. So the first thing I want to cover is price. Now, if you follow my channel and you follow Rob from Razor Reptiles channel, you know that he actually got this shipped to Florida, assembled it there, had it in his house there, and now he's moving to Tennessee. But before he did that, he did come to New York to move in with me to be a traveling nurse for now to help with the COVID pandemic. With that being said, this is his rack that I now gave him money for. I paid him for to leave it here because it's easier. So full disclaimer, I'm going to talk about pricing now. If you get it brand new, and then what I paid for it, and so forth and so on. So first and foremost, the C Serpent rack that I showed you is that 5-tub series, right? The 5-tub series on their website is listed for $280 plus $70 shipping, right? Bringing you about $350 just for the rack. Okay, never mind the thermostat. Both these racks don't come with the thermostat, so keep that in mind. Now, the $350 for 5 tubs, it makes it about $70 per tub. Now, the prices I'm about to tell you for the ARS rack, I got directly from Rob himself. He actually has his own video on this. So if you want to go check out that video also after you're done with my video, go check out his video on the ARS rack, and he talks about this. But the price that I got from him, it was $23.45 for the rack, because there was a slight upgrade when it came to the insulated panels, the heat panels. You don't have to get them insulated, but he got insulated. There's a slight upgrade for that. That being said, the shipping for Rob to Florida, I believe it comes from Indiana, was $335. Now that's shipped to Florida. So I assume probably roughly the same when it came to New York here if I were to get one delivered. That brings you to a grand total of $26.80, and with Rob's math and my math, it breaks down to about $67 per tub or per apartment, like Rob likes to say. So if you want to break it down by price, if you're looking to go big, the price is roughly the same, okay, per tub, right? So if you have $70 for the C Serpent rack, you have $67 for that one. It's a $3 difference, not going to make or break anybody. At least I don't think so. With that being said, if you're going to go big and you're going to have 40 plus snakes, again, I think this wins just because you are paying slightly less money. And after 40, that $3 adds up, right? We got $120 difference for 40 tubs. Okay, now I'm going to talk about tubs, which I think is a big deal. Now the tubs I showed you in the C Serpent rack, the measurements are, they're 22 inches long or deep, right? They're 16 inches wide and roughly 5.5 inches tall, while these are, I believe, 33, I've written down, 33.5 inches deep, 13 wide, about the same height tall, which is about 5.5. The biggest thing I noticed the difference is obviously you have the built-in cups, cup holders, which you can just purchase these deli cups that get cleaned relatively easy and holds the water bowl, the water in place. Where when it came to my C Serpent rack, I went through some issues. I used like old Tupperware. They would flip it over, they would flood out the entire tub, and then I switched over to a heavy-duty dog bowl, which I didn't have much of an issue with. Cosmetically speaking, no one's really looking into your tub except for you, so this does look a lot better. Now, I understand you can get tubs for the C Serpent rack that probably have the built-in cup holders as well. I never experienced that, so I'm not going to talk about that. But with that being said, these tubs I think are phenomenal. I do notice that the snakes seem to move around much more in these tubs, maybe because it's longer for them. It's not as square or boxy. The next thing I want to talk about is the snake's behavior. Now, I did a whole video on that. I'm going to try to link it right now. Right there, I do what everyone does. They point out, they put the link there. I'm going to try. Anyway, I did a whole video on the difference of how my snakes reacted in my C Serpent rack over to my ARS rack, and there was a huge difference. Again, some people contributed that to the gray tubs opposed to the clear tubs, the light getting through, so forth and so on. All I know is this, my snakes seem to be behaving much better when it comes to this ARS rack opposed to the C Serpent rack. Could be a bunch of different variables, however, I like the ARS rack better when it comes to that. Now, when it comes to building the ARS rack, I did not build it, obviously. It came to me in a U-Haul truck with a little Floridian driving it up to me. With that being said, Rob did do a video on that, I believe. As far as I know, it's a pain in the ass. It took me like 2 hours, and Rob was pretty handy. This is the hybrid version, so it comes completely broken down. My understanding is you can get, this is 5540, I think it's a 5040, don't quote me, the actual model. You can get something very similar to this, or their older style model that comes kind of put together. This comes completely broken down. Now, when it comes to C Serpent rack, I did not get this one delivered. I was actually at an expo, and I paid $180 for it, and it came like that. But you usually have to get it, assemble it in some way or whatever. It is a few screws. It's not that big of a deal. So there's kind of a con when it comes to this thing. That being said, you do your 2 hours, and you got 40 apartments for your snakes. Okay. Now, when it comes to your overall cleaning, when I would grab these tubs, it's pretty much the same thing to me. I grab the tubs here from the C Serpent rack, or I grab them from there, I take them over the counter, or now I'm in the reptile room, I move them around. And it's relatively easy just to clean them out and get rid of them. So there's really no difference when it comes to cleaning. One of the big differences is time and space. And what I mean is this. So now we have the C Serpent rack right here, right? And it's roughly 22 inches by 16 inches. Now, if I were to have 8 of these in this room, okay, it would fill up much more room in this room than this. Okay, so if you have 5 tubs here, 5 tubs is essentially this many right here, right? So here I have this big, essentially cabinet that's about 3 feet tall by about 1.5 feet and 2 feet deep. If I wanted to make it the same amount of apartments for your snakes here, you're going to line up this entire wall with it and fill it up. The other side of this is I really think this rack kind of just looks better. That's just my honest opinion. People love the C Serpent racks. I did like my C Serpent rack. When it comes to this just looks very professional to me. It's very put together, it's very organized, and I'm kind of OCD when it comes to things. So this just seems much more fluid for me. And one of the main reasons is when it comes to these racks, like they have little grooves they can slide in or out Makes everything very convenient, very easy. When it comes to this, you literally have like totes that you buy at Walmart or you buy at Target that you're just pulling in and out. With that being said, now the heat tape here, like I said, it kind of S's through the entire thing. Where over here you have our panels. So the heat tape here, I've had some issues with it. I had some of the little clips that go on the edge of the heat tape. They've broken off. I've had the heat tape get crinkled in the back. I've had the tub hit it, and so forth and so on. When it comes to this, they're literally panels that just sit down per level in the back over here. It's just much more, again, convenient. I think it's put together much better. So overall, guys, if you're deciding to go with what rack you want to go with, I highly recommend the Ars Rack. So far, in my experience, my snakes have responded much better to it. It looks better. It's easier to deal with. There's one side note. Again, they both don't come with thermostats. That is the Freedom Breeder thermostat up there. Now, with the electrical cord, the big power strip you saw in the back at the beginning of the video, that comes with the Ars Rack included in that 2680 with the Ars Rack shipped. Overall, very happy with it. Very pleased with it. Probably going to continue with their products. Now, I know some people, this can be compared to the Freedom Breeder Rack. I have no experience with the Freedom Breeder Rack. I know it's very similar to this. They do have things that pull out, and it's made, I think, with different material. But overall, guys, my experience from the C Serpent Rack over the Ars Rack, I choose the Ars Rack every time. It's much more convenient. It's much better. It's put together well. I mean, it came to me assembled. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a quick little breakdown between the two. Be safe. Always remember, watch your six.